Solo una alta.
Only a high moral authority recognized beyond the sphere of religious authority could have organized a meeting of this, and this is why, on behalf of the Italian mayors and the 8,000 Italian municipalities which belong to the National Associations of Italian Municipalities, I wish to address my most sincere thanks to the Holy See, to the Holy Father, to the Pontifical Academies for having decided this meeting.
A nome dei sindaci italiani, indipendentemente.
On behalf of Italian mayors, I'd like to, from all positions, right, center, left, and north and south of Italy, independently of the size of cities. And I would like to extend a warm greeting to the mayors from all over the world. Being human beings all over the world have the right to live in happiness and have special dignity. This is something which struck me in the splendid encyclical Laudato Si. The definition of human being coincides perfectly with the vision every mayor should have of their citizens and of their cities too. Cities are also living organisms. Cities are born, grown, fall ill, heal, age, die. Cities also have a character and have virtues. I am the mayor of Catania, an ancient Sicilian city which was founded in 800 BC, which is next to a large volcano, Etna, and therefore, and many times it's been destroyed in its long history, and many times rebuilt. This active volcano symbolically is a kind of lit torch, which since prehistory has been a beacon for sailors from many different places. Today, thousands of migrants land on our coasts after having risked their lives in a terrible journey and after having seen children, sisters, parents die. Those people to whom we've not been able to give a smile, the people to whom we've not been able to give a smile or a warm soup because the ship has only brought in dead bodies, we have given at least a dignified burial. Bodies, nameless bodies, lay in our cemetery in a tomb built by the students of the Academy of Fine Arts, and on every nameless tomb the verse of a beautiful poem, Migration, by the African Nobel Prize winner Wole Soyinka. Banks of sand follow my steps, banks of sand, desert, lit by the seabed, because if some have gone like this before receiving an answer, will there be sun or rain? We've landed in the Bay of Dreams. There's an Arab term, miskin, the root of which we find in many languages, from Turkish to Portuguese, from Spanish to French, in Sicilian too, which indicates a person who is reduced to the worst of plights of misery. And I must say that it is with pride that many Italian municipalities, the majority starting from the Sicilians, even financial difficulties, have been able to take in the miskini, the last of the last, without being deaf to what Pope Francis defined in his encyclical, the cries of the abandoned of the world. The great majority of Italian municipalities, and particularly those of my island, who for too long alone have had to face the initial intake of migrants, has been up to the humanitarian challenge, even though fears, often without reason, are created to generate insecurity and sometimes xenophobia. And I would launch an appeal to the media not to spread unjustified alarmism, and to the political parties not to transform this drama into something which can be a tool to gain more votes in elections. And I also wish to address my invitation to the European Union so that it may not hide its head in the sand and take in the escape wars, dictatorships, and extreme poverty, in order that it live up to its history and not turn its back on the civilizations which it has on civilization which it has shaped. And first of all, acting harshly against traffickers of human beings who are heartless and soulless criminals. And also we need to punish those people who exploit migrants who have landed on our coast, some of which are made to work in inhuman conditions on our farms. And we are decided to work for environmental sustainability in order to reduce the risks of the climate change, which we have heard striking figures for this morning. We can do a great deal in cities, particularly the largest ones, where the majority of our population of our planet now increasingly tends to live. Let us think of urban mobility and the need to provide valid alternatives to private transportation on petrol-driven cars. 2 days after the publication of the encyclical, Italian mayors, meeting with government representatives assembled in Catania, to draw up a commitment and a charter for sustainable mobility, improving public transportation on rail, electric cars and bike tracks, bike lanes, car sharing, every useful instrument to reduce the huge waste of energy and production of CO2 has to be followed up concretely. And we will also give our contribution to the climate summit in Paris, not only with ideas but also with actions, not forgetting that we have to be brave enough to face impopularity in order to deal with this challenge. Many citizens ask us to make citizens increasingly on a human scale, increasing green areas, creating sustainable mobility to reduce the pollution which creates deaths in all families, and to work to reduce the obsessive pace which we find in many areas, and creating squares and parks to refine a relationship with nature. And therefore we Italian mayors declare ourselves available to make an increasing commitment to work to give citizens, creatures of this world who belong to the family of human beings, the right to live and be happy.